What is going on, my fellow champions of the realm? Today we're going to be reviewing a game for Miindz. The map is going to be bizarre. We're going to be playing Koa as well. Your role for this game is going to be enabler slash control. You're going to want to enable your team, not only your DPS, with your shields, whether it's gaining space or denying damage, or allowing them to take different angles, right? As well as hooks for kill setups, for staggers, for just pulling people into positions that they don't want to be in, or to deny space, right? Even just kind of, what's the word for it? Kind of ego someone in a sense where it's like they won't push if they know you have hook, right? So if somebody's afraid, if you keep hitting your hooks and they're afraid, you could just basically hold your hook and they'll have to respect that, right? So, or your ults, right? You're going to primarily use them for health resets, or to avoid CC. That's going to be con grab, as well as that's going to be Vora's ultimate, right? Even if you're not low enough to get executed, she will still stun you and open you up for a good amount of time to take damage from the enemy team. Your buys this game are going to be Caught, Haven, Wrecker, and Fill. For fillers, you can be literally anything. What I'm thinking about Wrecker here, though, you may or may not need to buy it. You could replace that with a Rezel buy. That'll affect how long Khan can hold you with his grab, as well as how far he can throw you with his normal dash. And it will also reduce the amount of time, I think, that you were stunned by Vora's ultimate, as well as, yeah. So it'll just reduce time that it'll hold you, right? So, with that out of the way, we're going to get into this game. You are playing Pluck. This is your build. Okay. Strong Arm 5. Looks like a pretty standard build. Would I change anything though? Looking at their comp, I feel like it's not going to be the easiest to get hooks, right? So maybe reducing hooks and then putting more into like surf or something like that, because it is a long map, right? So you can traverse a little bit faster. Maybe like Strong Arm 3 or Strong Arm 4, and then put surf up at least 1 to 2 points. Maybe that might be a little bit better, but yeah, since hooks will probably not come to you as easily as you think. So you're going to start off with Caught here. I'm assuming that you're not going to buy anything else, which is good. We're going to speed it up to get you into this game. So when you're rolling out, so the big thing here that I want you to do is I want you to roll out towards mid, right? And the reasoning for that is I want you to contest the con every time. I really think that your Tyro will be super free, and that you won't need to babysit her, but you also cannot allow the con to take space for free, and allow his dredge to shoot for free, right? So what I'm expecting you to do here is I'm expecting you to roll out mid, hide behind one of the walls, and then if you see con here, obviously you come here, and if you see con here, you go here, right? I think this is really important. I think you want to meet him every single time. He also does have great poke, so if you do end up playing on the opposite side of him, he will basically outdamage you, and you don't want that, right? That in mind. So, rolling out here, let's see what you do for rollout. So you are going to stop top right. Khan is starting middle. If Khan is smart, he's going to avoid you. He's going to play on the opposite side, which he does. Now back to you. So you should very early here. You do notice Khan's in the back line, and you do shoot and hook him. I don't really think that hook is worth, right? Because he's already in a bad position, right? So you do get burst damage in, but what healer does he have? He does have a Grog. Okay, so maybe he really won't get the healing that he needs. You probably could have saved your hook for something more important. So Khan is feeding here, dash through. Also keep in mind, dash damage got buffed, so hooking someone and dashing through them is very huge. You guys are getting picks here. Right now, if you want, this could actually be a really good time to shield, so that you can kind of enable your team to walk in, right? Because if your shield's up, obviously they can't shoot you or your teammates, so you can use that to walk forward. Also, shielding damage gives you credits. Right here, if I'm you, if I don't have hook, I'm just shielding and allowing my team to shoot, right? And I'm going to preserve my HP, which is a resource that's very important to me, and I'm going to enable my team to do damage. So right here, you're not really contributing to the fight, right? You're just kind of sitting out of combat for way too long. If you just quite literally just shield, it basically allows your team to shoot, do damage for free without the fear of taking damage, and you'll be close enough to where if your Ceres heals you, she'll heal all 3 of you. You were probably looking for a hook there. You're going to the Grok. Right now, you've dashed in, you're overextended. Khan has respawned, and now you're going to die. There should be no way that you can heal out of this, and you're dead. So, you could have enabled your team to do a lot of stuff here. You didn't, and then you ended up looking for a very ambitious hook. You didn't throw it, and you got caught out for being overextended. We're going to speed this up here so we can get you back into the game. Coming back. All right. You already got back, and your hook's gone. Tyra's dead. At this point in time, you need to kind of preserve your team's life here. I would just shield your Inara out, help her get out, make sure the Ceres doesn't die here. This is very important. Shield for your team. Shield for your team. Shield for your team. Do lose the Inara. You're going to lose your Ceres soon, too. This is the hook. Teammates die there. You could say that your Tyra was feeding at the end of the day, too. If you were paying a little bit more attention, you probably could have been with her already, and you could have shielded for keeping her alive. You need to start thinking. You need to start thinking about retaking. Who's going to get first touch? Do you need it or do you not? Right? You do have a Xin, but Xin will probably not be back in time, so you need to get it, or your Nara needs to get it. Right? So you need to be thinking about that the whole time. Instead of just sitting there waiting to heal out of combat, you need to be looking around, getting information, and making your way towards the objective. So you are going to get first touch here. But since you go so late and you kind of waited there, you could have kind of just walked all the way up here, and you could have tapped it and then spun out. That probably would have been your best course of action. That would have been best course of action. I can't even talk right now. God damn. But now you're gonna die here. So you get to touch. So the thing about touching for overtime, right, is you don't have to touch and stay on, especially when it's the first overtime proc. You can touch it and then get off, and then wait, touch it again, and then get off, and then after the third one, it's gonna be really fast. So then you might want to touch and contest, but by that time, your Nara should probably be back. So losing your life there is a little unfortunate because I don't know if your team's gonna get a retouch. Xin looks like he might get it here. Oh, just in the nick of time. Let's go. This fight is still very winnable, but it's kind of all over the place. Might lose your Ceres here. You're coming back. All right, so you do get a pick on their tank and their Vora here. That's good. So right now, I'd come in here. I'd look for a hook right away. Big stun. Bam. Now look at the Khan. Do not let him touch. Oh. I would have saved hook and waited for it to see if he would attempt to touch, and then I would have just hooked him away from the objective. Alrighty, Sulfur pushes, right? Obviously, it's going to clear this bend and make a left here, right? You want to meet the Khan basically all the time. You don't want the Khan to poke for free. You don't want him to get angles. So basically, find the Khan. You knew he was last seen right side, so if you're up here, if anything, you would just, oh, he's not over here, he's over there. You could just hold this corner, right, while this comes up here, and then you can move to this corner, and then basically just deny angles the whole time, and just don't let him poke for free. Don't let him get his ult. Don't let him do anything. Alright, so you hear somebody, so you're looking for a hook here. One thing to realize is you need to understand that the hook comes out of your left hand, right? So this is just a quick tip. So if you are hugging a wall on the left, it could block your hook. So keep that in mind. As well as I think the hook comes out towards the left of the crosshair. Whenever you're aiming, you want to when you're hooking, you should be looking here basically, not directly on the dot, and you'll hit a little bit more hooks because it'll be a little more accurate. Basically, just think about the hook is for the gun. To the left of the hook is for the hook. To the left of the dot. Shield for your team. Shield for your team. Shield, shield, shield. Good hook. Nice. Shield, shield, shield for him. Shield for him. Imagine your Tyra potatoes all those shots and she dies because you didn't shield for her. I want you to get used to enabling your team a little bit more with your cooldowns. Your shield's not only for blocking damage, you can use it to just make your team immortal as well. Here you're just blocking damage from yourself. Well, blocking damage from yourself, I should say. Where's the Khan? Where's the Khan? Figure out where Khan's at. You do end up killing Khan. Force out Dome here. You have shield. You can shield for your team, shield for your team, shield for your team. No, enable your team. Imagine if there was a way that you could clear caught on your team and allow them to walk in. Oh, you're up one. You can overwhelm mid. You don't need to look for a flank when you could just enable your whole team to just hold W. Look at this. Now your Nara's dead. For what? Oh, you get a trade. But now the cons, I have respawn, so Khan's back. So now you can't push. Now they're gonna end because they have 5, they have 4, and you have... You have 4, I think. Yeah. No, they have 5, they have 5, they have 5. Basically, no. Alright, you're dead. Alright, so basically your Sarah's got staggered here, so you kind of gotta wait. Don't take too much damage because if they get a pick on you, there's no chance you get a touch here.
15 seconds remain.
I don't know where you're going with the shield. Big hook.
9, 8,
Nice.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Hey, you don't get touch here.
1.
Just build your ult up. Look for damage, look for a hook.
Dare I die?
Nice. Alrighty. So you got caught 3 now. Now you need to start thinking about other things you need to buy, right? You could buy records to help break the con shield, make him more vulnerable. You could also buy Haven to reduce the damage that everybody except Dredge does to you, right? Yeah.
5, 4, 3,
The con does not have ult, you know, because he used it really late here. I still want to see you meet the con. So right here, you're not really looking for him until like the last second. You could have dismounted him a lot earlier and basically disabled him from doing this play he's doing now. Because now he's kiting you.
an enemy is unstoppable.
So now you've lost your Nara, right? So here's the thing. So by you not dismounting him and doing all this stuff, right? You've lost your Nara, and now you have 1, 2, 3 people looking at a one-shot con. This is really bad. Why? Because that means Zin's 1v4ing. This is really bad. Because you didn't dismount the con. You're not looking to engage him right away. So he, like, you might think Khan's feeding, but when you got all this looking at him, he is making the play of his life right now. And then what's going to happen is Khan's going to die, and then Zin's going to die, and then we're going to be so confused. Like, how are we losing this? I killed Khan. Like, his healer's not dead. Oh, why didn't y'all just back up? No. He should have never got back here in the first place. This cannot happen. We're going to watch from up top so we can see. Now he's dead. Now Zin's in danger. He has no cooldowns. Got a good hook because they're being too aggressive here, but he still gets out. Now we're here. They have 50% on cap. Khan's respawn is coming back. We need to be aware of where Khan's rolling out to. He's dead. Where's the Khan? Where's the Khan? I hear the Khan. Where's he at? Hey, you're on the point here. You're probably going to have to use your ult here. Okay, you're getting out here. This is good. They're gonna Grok ult though. Bomb's next to you. Hook the Grok. Now they have ults, so now they're gonna commit ults to win. Yep. They have so much cap time that it's like they can just press ults and win. Yep.
Enemy double. Attack. Defend the payload.
Alrighty.
Enemy double.
Right, Tyra gets 2 kills. Good peel. Pull him into the... Oh, you don't have hook. That hook wasn't worth. Another thing you could do too, you do end up getting the kill, but you didn't need to hook him there. But another thing you could do as a Koa on this map is you can like play the gate and then hook somebody into the gate, especially if they're like low mobility, and you can basically have them stuck back there. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Looking at Barrack, but right now Devor is the issue. You're gonna die to Barrack. Dead. Devor is dead, but Barrack gets the kill here. Get the con. If he shouts, you hook him. Oh, nope. Con dies here. Where's in the back? You don't care if he ults you. You have too much health. He just ulted. Look for the ult. You can get a hook. Oof. Back low, back down. Big hook on Rock. Rock should die here. Nice. Also, I have a build for Koa that like I like to use against spam champions. So champions that like I know are gonna really try to break my shield all the time. I'll run the build so that I can get more shields.
30 seconds remaining.
Oh, you're really up here. You can get caught out here. This is dangerous. I don't like this. Because right now, if Khan notices this, he could probably walk up here. Oh, he's coming. And he can play underneath here. And he can shoot you. And then the enemy team can just spam out that Tyra. So Tyra can't punish the Khan. Let's see what happens here. Khan goes up, Khan goes up, Khan goes up. He's actually going to push the Tyra. Doop, 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 doop. Now you're forced to leave because you're low. And now you can't fight till you get healed. Now they're going to bully your main tank. Now they're going to ult through mid. Main tank dead.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Big hook.
Enemy double overtime.
Yo, here. I don't know if I agree with that ult because I feel like you guys would have been fine, but I also don't like going down 3-1 ever. So I'm a person that like if you're gonna go down 3-1, I like using ults. Eric dies, good job. Looking one. Careful, you're low, you're low. And they step off the point, good job. Hmm. Alrighty.
Capture point spawning in 15 seconds.
So you bought blast shields. So I want you to keep in mind that the only blast on their team is going to be
4,
Dredge,
3, 2,
Rock Bounces,
1.
and her Slam, right? And I get the Dredge spam is annoying, but 4 out of 5 characters are Haven damage. You're going to get a lot more value out of Haven than you are blast shields. Yeah, this hurts. A lot of damage. Big sad. But you're going to get shot more from these guys. And then for the morale boost, honestly, let's see what I said you were supposed to build. Just so I remember. Caught, Haven, right? And Wrecker. You could be breaking shields a little bit faster, helping your team break shields to make the enemy team, the tanks vulnerable. And things like that. Like, you got to be thinking about stuff like that, right? Got to be thinking about stuff like that. We're going to speed jump to get into the fight here. But I really do want to see you roll out mid this time. Look for Khan, look for Khan, look for Khan. You see Khan. No, you don't. Oh, but your whole team's looking at him this time. Shoot him. There we go. Bam. And there we go. That's huge. We dealt with the con right away. That dumb flank's not going to matter anymore. He's dead. Your low. You're looking to shield for your Nara. I like that you're looking to enable your team. But also right now you need to be looking for hooks on the enemy DPS. Careful. I don't want you to tunnel too much on just looking for hooks. Make sure you're keeping your head on a swivel. Right now, you don't need to stare at her when she's healing you. You put yourself in a position. Okay, she can see me. Start looking. Jump. You know, like you don't need to death stare like you better heal me right now. Like no, you know. You know that you're in her LOS. It's her job to heal you. You came to her. Look to do things. Look. You need to look forward and see what's my next move. Tyra's dead. Dead. Oh, that grab was huge. Need to reset. Either you die or you get out. You're gonna die here. That's fine. That's totally fine. But hopefully you guys can make a comeback right here. Alright. Looks like we're holding right side, so I want to see you help your team take right side. Unless you can get through left for free? I know that they're looking for it now. Yanar will have touch, you don't need to worry about it. Dredge TP's out. Carnivore, biggest threats. Roar dies. You're on the point here, you don't have ult, you need to be careful, and you're dead. Okay, you're inting. There's no reason to be on the point there. Yanar touched already, she could touch again. You need to start looking for DPS and to enable your offlane. 2 tunnel vision on the objective.
Stop the payload.
Oh. They ult here. Some of you little staggers, but they got 9 seconds basically to take free space. So you guys are down at DPS and you need to be careful, and you're sending yourself really far here. You're probably gonna die here. Ilvora. Nobody was paying attention to you. I would have stayed behind the con. You had him split. Kind of treated like a term. You have a hook. You can look for a hook here. Take hook on con. He's split, so he should die. Let's go. Dredge here. You don't have hook yet. You'll have it soon, though. They're creating a lot of space here, but he forgets about you. He's going to walk towards the dome. You can spin through the dredge and knock him a little bit forward and do damage. Hook him in. Oh, unfortunate. He's not going to go far, though.
Enemy double. Enemy triple kill.
It was unnecessary. Could have just been shooting him. That's the one issue with Pluck, is you want to always hook for damage, and you never really like think about like, is this hook really value or not, right? Don't tunnel vision on one lane. Figure out what lane you need to control and play around there. The right side's completely open. No cooldowns. You need to make sure you're getting healed out of caught here. There you go. You got full healed. Get anything here. Healing back. You didn't need to spin into the open to shoot at the Grok. You can shoot the Grok from over here. You don't need to spin into the open to shoot him.
Enemy rampage.
Brazil might even help with the slow from the Grok. Oh.
Enemy killing spree.
Is an RF touching the point? Okay.
15 seconds remain. 10, 9, 8, 7.
You guys should die here if you hit your shots.
4, 3, 2, 1.
You shouldn't have had the ult there. You would have played behind your Inara for a little bit longer.
Enemy double kill.
Yeah. Yeah, you probably wouldn't have had the ult there if you would have played behind, like played a little bit more, like more reserved, I would say, or just like played behind some type of cover. But you're constantly putting yourself like in the line of sight, and sometimes it's good as an off tank in general to make people look at you. But I feel like you're not doing it for the right reasons, right? It's not like, oh, I want them to look at me to create to draw attention away from this. It's like I'm spinning mid. I want to do damage to this. I want to be point blank. That's what it feels like. Do I master writing here? Do they have master writing? Typically, I don't really buy master writing unless I feel like I need it. MR2, tanks don't have MR, right? So I really wouldn't buy MR if the enemy tanks aren't buying MR because they're not gonna beat me anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Especially if like you haven't been meeting the con, like you're buying MR to still not meet him, he's still gonna get back. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I feel like there's just better buys than these two last buys, especially this one. I think this should be Haven. So here we are. Look for Khan. Look for Khan. You don't see Khan. And Master. So you're gonna beat him there. He's bottom left. You see him. This needs to be peeled. You don't need to spin at him. You just need to acknowledge that he's back there, right? And you need like if I'm you here, and if my team's good, like I'm just like, I might even just maybe sit here and look for a dismount. That's it. Or I could just sit on my Tyra, but just constantly be looking around so I know where he's at. You don't need to chase him here, because in our reality, if he doesn't stop there, he's gone. Like, he's already around the corner. If he doesn't hesitate here, he's, like, already here. Right? And then you're like, oh, man, where is he at? And now you're not enabling your off lane, and you're just, like, 1v1ing this con. Hopefully the Search gives you a heal. If not, you'll die. Here we go. Team peels for you. This is good. You have a hook in one. Nara's dead. You're shooting in there. You're not really shooting for anybody. You're looking for that same hook again. Khan just came back. Gotta be careful. If they turn for you. Which they will in a second, probably. No? You got the kill in the barrack. Your Nara's still alive. Right here, if you can't do anything damage or hook-wise, you can look to shield your teammates. Team's doing really good. Look on the Vora. Good spin through for damage. She's like really good shield for your Tyra. She's immortal while she's in your bubble. Here comes the barrack, right? Now we need to start thinking about zones. The barrack's right side. You can go right side and meet him. You don't need to be on the point. You have a support and an R on point. Go to your off lane. Right side. And they're sitting on point. Why? Why are you sitting on point? So I would have resolved on top right there. Maybe even top left. Just make sure we got all our angles covered so they don't get a sneak touch. Because if they do and they wipe you, that's the worst way to lose the game. But, so, I'm going to pause it real quick on this black screen so it's not too distracting, right? But, we're just going to go over these quick things. Oh, they couldn't pause it. But look, fam. So, when it came to that VOD review, right, did you enable, did you control, right? I felt like you did an okay job of enabling, but you could have did better. You could have shielded for your teammates. So they could walk in. If there's ever an opportunity where you don't feel like you can do anything, but your teammates can, you should be looking for ways to enable that. Control. Khan was in your backline way too much. You did a really poor job of figuring out where he was at, right, and meeting him head on. I feel like by doing that, it just makes Khan's life so much harder, and it makes your job easier because your job is to, number one, control him. Number two, after that job is done, you need to look to enable your team, right? When it came to your ults, I feel like you did a pretty good job using it for health resets. You really never had to use it to avoid any CC. But there was times where those health resets were kind of forced because of bad positioning, right? You got to think, like, what areas are important to control, and what areas, like, should you just not be in, right? That one time you were hiding in that little corner, you're just way overextended. You should be around that little building on the right side when you're coming down that second bend from the card push. And yeah, when it comes to your buys, man, good cop buy. But definitely Haven over Blast Shields, and I think Wrecker would have given you a little bit more value because it would have enabled you to blow up the Con Shield faster. But if your Tyra is already committing to buying Wrecker, maybe you don't need it. But yeah, so I would just, these are the buys that I recommend. They're not the perfect buys, but I feel like they would have given you a lot of value in that game. With all that being said, definitely one last thing I could probably say is your CD management. I feel like you're just throwing hooks a little too frantically. You got to understand that if you hook someone, just because you hook them doesn't mean they die, right? It's not an automatic death sentence. If they have all their cooldowns and they can get out, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta understand, like, if I'm Khan, right? In what situation am I at my most vulnerable, right? When his shield is broken and when he doesn't have shout, right? So if you can catch him without both, he's dead. He's dead, right? But if you can break shield and then hook him in and then force him to shout and then body block him so he can't get out, he's dead. If you can force shout, hook him in, body block him so his shield, and then your team breaks his shield, he dies, right? Those are his two biggest saving graces, and obviously you can't break a shout, but you can break a shield. So that's the easiest one to play around, I would say. But yeah, man. Other than that, I think you did all right. You got the W, so obviously you're doing some things correctly, but there are obviously some things that you can work on. If you guys enjoyed this video, man, leave a like and comment down below. If you want to see anything in particular, you can send me a game to review in my Discord. The link will be in the description, in the VOD request or VOD submission channel, right? But yeah, man, I hope to see you guys in the next one. Subscribe to keep up with me and my content, and yeah, see you later. Peace.